Yeah. We're back. Welcome to a brand new episode of another Shitty Opinion podcast. It's your boy John, and my co-host Bree is back from her 2-week hiatus. Yeah, Bree.
Fuck you, John. I was sick. Okay, guys. I was sick.
I'm sorry that you was. I hope you're feeling better.
First. My health comes first, okay? Mm-hmm. But my husband took my place and he did a good job. So now I'm back, the superstar. But he took he was holding it down for a little bit. But I'm back, okay? I'm back, guys. So don't worry.
Co-host is back. She is back. But usually one of the more popular names when we run our episodes. One of my favorite artists of all time, my guy. Yeah, he dropped his Genius documentary. Just dropped part 1. It's a three-part set. The next one will be released when the second episode will probably be released sometime this week. I think it's the 23rd, and the next one after that will be March. And his whole set. But I watched part 1 and I enjoyed it. Did you watch the documentary? It was on Netflix, a documentary on Netflix, 3-part.
As much as it pained me to watch it, I watched it. I actually liked it. I actually liked it. I think it's something we don't get to see a lot of Kanye. So the humbleness, the compassionate, seeing the relationship between him and his mom, Donda. I think it was the most beautiful thing I've seen from Kanye, only because the way she's just like, my favorite quote that she said to him was that, just remember, a giant can't see himself in the mirror. Everybody else can see him, but when he looks in the mirror, he can't see. Yo, that shit right there, I was like, oh, Dondra, that touched me. I'm like, yo, he just was like, give it to him. Like, no,
I'm saying that she's definitely, you can see that she was like his number one fan, and if nobody else at that set in time.
Hold on, Jonny.
Sorry, again. What I was saying was, for one thing, that you see in that documentary, like nobody else besides like that inner circle that was running with Ye as they was filming it. If nobody else believed in him, his mother was his number one fan, and she definitely was a big supporter of him chasing his dreams, because he had to leave Chicago to come move to New York and chase his dreams. It was very motivational, for someone as brilliant as Kanye is. It just shows you, like, no matter what industry you try to get in and how talented or brilliant you are in the beginnings, it's going to be rough. Some people get lucky starts, but for the most part, you got to really work your way and really make people believe in you. And it just showed like how it took some time, took a whole bunch of hard work. Especially when he was playing his track, because remember, they had him as a producer. And then when he finally was playing his track for everybody at the offices, at Def Jam or Rockefeller office, they looked like they was rocking with it, but they didn't seem, from what I was seeing, it didn't look like they was sold on him.
They looked like they was
It was like brushing it off.
They look like they were ignoring the music, and that shit pissed me off, because that's one of my favorite Kanye West songs. That and Family Business. Yo, I can rap that without the music.
But what's the craziest part for the song? Like now we see how the song blew up and it made its way, but to see like he was playing it for people and people didn't really like, people was like, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm trying to say? And that one guy called him Cayenne. He didn't even call him Kanye, called him Cayenne. We went to go see DJ Clue. He didn't even call him by his name. But it was just like, damn. But, that's what I'm saying. It's just a motivational thing for someone, because we know how brilliant Kanye is. And shout out to the dude that decided to, I'm just gonna record, because he had his own thing buzzing in Chicago. I believe his name was Cootie. He had his own thing buzzing in Chicago, and he was like, I'm about to just follow Kanye. I'm gonna just record, because I feel like he's gonna blow up, He had that because they showed all the guest appearances of the people that he got to talk to that name like plugged to what was it, Channel Zero? Was it Channel Zero or Creative Zero? It was something zero. But
it was Channel Zero, which we didn't know because it's a Chicago show.
Yeah, it was a Chicago show, so yeah, you're not gonna. It wasn't something that was shown in New York, but more like people from Chicago would know it. But he had some big names plugging his show. I seen a clip, Kobe, Snoop. There was a couple of big names, so you could see that he actually had his own thing going, because Ye is the genius that we know him to be. He's very brilliant, and he was even having trouble in the beginning. Like people in the office wasn't really paying him no mind. No one took him seriously as a rapper. And I feel like he was persistent. He just kept working on his craft and kept pushing and pushing through. And then you see the part where he finally signed that contract. Like they had him, he got the deal. They announced him on stage. I'm looking forward to see how part two is gonna look. But for the intro to the intro for him from like just getting in touch with people to the signing, I feel like that was a great intro to the whole documentary. But what else took place in that documentary? But yeah, for the most part. But I also shot that. You said what?
He had a disc record, on him. I didn't like that.
Oh, the producer dissed him, and it's funny. And they caught that on camera of him actually talking it out with the person that dissed him. But it's just ironic. Literally before we got to that scene, that part of the documentary, Memphis Bleek was telling him the great. Once you become great, that's when the hate becomes like thing.
Right.
Because at this point, Kanye is not taken seriously as a rapper, but he's eating off being a producer. Like as a producer, people are taking him seriously. So it's like they want beats and whatnot, but that's not what he wants. Right. He wants to rap. So, but you can see how I would say it, the incoming wave of who Kanye West is going to become, and just like alludes to it as you see certain shit in that documentary. But I definitely thought it was a dope documentary. I'm looking forward to part 2 and of course part 3. But I believe he said,
me too.
In the beginning, he said it was like 7 hours worth of footage. Like, I think it's probably more footage, but when you edit it and toned it down, it was like 7 hours. He probably got if he was recording everything from then to now and just recording everything, shit, it's probably hours and hours of just behind the scenes footage and exclusive things that we've never seen before. And we're going to get a couple more of those before the whole documentary is over, but I enjoyed it. Ye's my guy. And speaking of his documentary part 1 dropped. Donda 2 is set to should be dropping this week, if I'm not mistaken. 2/2/22. That's in 3 days. Donda 2 should be dropping in 3 days. But this is the catch. If you want to listen to Donda 2, you must own a STEM player, because his new album would not be on any streaming platform. He feels that's so dumb. He feels that these platforms are stealing from the artists. And it was mentioned that he turned down $100 million deal from Apple to take the route that he's taken. And when he made this decision, they said like 11,000 STEM players were sold within 3 days of the decision he made to put the album on the STEM player. But can't knock it. This is everybody's gonna buy the STEM player. All this money is gonna go to him. I think it was a smart move. I don't think it's a move that anybody could make. Like I don't think any artist could make that move and be successful. But I actually like the move. I don't know if I'm gonna buy a STEM player because I seen the prices. I don't know, but you want to listen to his
How much
Ye's
is the
music?
prices?
I think it's like $240 for the stem player. It's like $240, but depending on where you get it. But I think that the regular price is like $240, but I ain't got $240 to just buy a speaker right now, so you know.
Right.
But
I
hey,
get it.
support Ye. He made a smart move, but shit, he sold 11,000. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how many of those shits is gonna be out, but I'm pretty sure that shit will sell out before his album drops. If I'm not mistaken, that shit would definitely sell out.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I don't see who's gonna buy it, but hey, it's just me, I guess.
People will definitely buy it. But you'd be surprised. Kanye West down to stem player. Yeah, StockX got it for 260. eBay got it for 260.
260.
I don't know what website this is. They got it for 250.
Yeah.
But
guess I won't be listening to it.
Well, Kanye claims that the stem made 2.2 million in its first day. I think it's an interesting tactic, though. I like it. Shout out to my man. Yeah, I like the tactic.
But that's that's a selfish tactic, though. Don't you think, as an artist?
Not if you feel like
it's selfish in the sense that people don't have 260 to buy for a stem player. That's what I mean, Jonny. So your people then can't listen to your music and enjoy your music because they don't have $260 to throw down the drain. And if they do, they wasting their money that they could be paying a bill with to listen to your shit. That's selfish. When there's streaming platforms where you can play what you've used before. It's a bit selfish, and you know what it is, Jonny.
Now, what I'll say is,
it's a bit selfish.
I completely understand your statement, but the way I look at it is like, if you feel like people have been jipping you for money over a period of time, you're gonna do what you're gonna do to get all that shit back. And I wouldn't put it past. I'm not saying these companies, these streaming services are doing that, but that's what Kanye claims, and it's possible. Like people do. Like these companies, not streaming places, companies in general will do what they could do to get their money, but will cut whoever they're dealing with out, It's possible. So he went the route where it's strictly
I'm not saying that.
No, I'm saying, yeah, but I'm saying
what I'm saying to you is it's kind of selfish as an artist to only think about yourself in these times when people are like struggling. To me, it's just selfish. It's just a really selfish way.
But I'm saying I understand what you're saying with how times is, especially we're not fully out the pandemic, and times have been tough this whole pandemic, and we're not fully out. But dropping 260 just to hear an album is crazy, but people are gonna support regardless. Like it's like the conversation we had about we were talking about how.
No, I get that, and I get people are gonna support no matter what. I get it. Listen, I understand it. I receive it. But what I'm just saying is that's a bit selfish as an artist to just now say, well, I'm not going to use these platforms, these streaming sites, because streaming sites are not cheap or they're not free. We have to pay for them. And then for you to say, well, I'm going to use these streaming sites. And then now you have to pay $260 out of your pocket. Because
I completely understand what you're saying. Because I look at it this way. It's like, you're basically saying you're singling out a whole bunch of other fans because there's other fans that would love to support you, but don't got that money to spend on a stem player to get to listen to your album.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not real fans. They probably really love your music, but times is hard and they don't probably got it, so you single them out. Maybe they could afford to pay for a streaming player's subscription for a month, you know? Like they could pay the thing to listen to music, they could pay for streaming players. They could do a monthly subscription because it's not as much at the current, but I see this, I don't know, because at the end of the day, Kanye's music is still stream. So unless he's making a full move to remove all his music, I feel like it's just for people that don't have the stem, probably will have to wait a while before you'll be able to listen to Kanye's new album. I think that's probably the route it's going to be. But I think maybe eventually it touches a streaming platform. I could be wrong, but it's an interesting idea. But you're right though. Not everybody's going to be able to afford it, and not everybody will be able to get their hands on it. So most people won't be able to listen to this album, even though I'm pretty sure for those that's gonna get it and listen to it, we'll be posting sound bites, lyrical quotes, and all types of stuff that comes from this album. So practically gonna get the shit for free regardless. It's gonna get taken down, but a lot of people will be putting it out there. So it's interesting. My guy, yeah. But speaking of big moves, the man that everyone wants canceled, my guy Dave, just read up with Netflix, and he'll be dropping 4 new specials through Netflix. Netflix is sticking with him through the controversy, and I can't wait for these 4 specials to drop because I'm gonna enjoy it and watch every last one of them.
I'm not the I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for this, but I'm not the biggest Chapelle fan. Again, he's another comedic that's dramatic. I'm not really into dramatic comedians and all that stuff, like Martin and stuff like that. I'm not into that. But I like that Netflix is sticky with him, and that Netflix is actually giving him shows and whatever. I'm actually appreciative that they are not just being oh, he's canceled because everybody wants him canceled. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy that it's not, he's not getting canceled or whatever. And Netflix is sticking by him. Even though I think Netflix is gonna get a lot of backlash for that. But I guess. I mean, what is he gonna be talking about in these specials? That's the thing. What?
Yeah, it's plenty to talk about. It's just, I feel like what you're saying is, at this point, with all the stuff going on, and he said he's going to cut out these jokes, how long does it get to you see him as a repetitive act? That's what you're trying to say? Bree?
Right.
So, it happens.
I just want to know, what's going to be said on these shows.
You can talk about anything. I'm pretty sure from the time.
Oh, that he can't talk about anything, but I just feel is he really you see, the thing is that Dave Chapelle is he's like Kevin Hart. They joke about their life experiences and what they've been through and all that other stuff. So it's what have you been through since you've been back? Because he already did one of them, and he already told us I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of Dave Chapelle.
Well, yeah, and I'm a big fan of his, so we're trying to remain objective, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff you could talk about. You could. There's things he could joke about that I feel like he hasn't touched on, and it's probably gonna be new events that he still. What's something newsworthy that popped up recently that was just a funny story? Not well. He is good friends with him, but shit, he could joke about, I don't know how far he thing, but I don't know if he touched on it. He could talk about Kanye. He could talk about anything.
See, and I don't know if he's gonna touch on Kanye because again, him and Kanye are like really good friends.
I'm pretty sure if
I
he
go,
does, there was a conversation had before the fact, like
gotcha.
before he said what? I'm pretty sure they'll have a conversation before he's like, yo, I got a few jokes I want to say run past you, but I'm just saying that based off because I believe they're really really good friends. But other than that, I feel like Dave could talk about anything. What's going on in the world today? Shit. You might be in World War III. You could talk about that, the possibility of World War III, or we could talk about that.
Okay.
You could joke about
I'm not
that.
a big.
You could joke about.
Again,
You could
I'm
talk
not a
about
big.
the administration that's in office right now. You could joke on that.
Again, I'm not a big fan of Dave Chappelle. I didn't watch his show.
Shit, I would have loved
I
if
just wasn't a
he
big
did
fan.
if he would have brought back us if he would have brought back a sketch comedy show. I thought I would love if he did that, but he's just gonna stick to what he's doing. Just do these stand up specials and shit. There's plenty of topics you could talk about because he talks about it's just a matter. I understand what you're saying, but it's just a matter. He got 4 specials. How is he gonna keep it not repetitive or like keep it fresh, creative, and brand new, and make sure that when all that is checked off, make sure that the special's still good. And I see what you're saying, but I'll be looking forward to it. 4 new specials. He took a big hiatus from Chapelle show to then when he started doing these specials with Netflix. So that's a lot of years of content we could have got from my guy Dave. And he's giving the people what they want, he's giving the fans what they want. So I'm gonna sit there and enjoy. Netflix for the win. They broke the news the other day, and they broke the news a couple of days ago. I think like Thursday or Friday. So for the 30-year anniversary since the show dropped, which is crazy that it dropped 30 years ago. Time flies, and god damn, that's a shit. Martin and his cast, Martin and the cast of Martin will be getting together and be shooting a reunion show. Thoughts on it? You can tune in.
No, I'm not gonna tune in. Why would I tune into that?
So I'm guessing you're not a fan of Martin. I feel like it's dope for shows like that to come together when the cast comes together and they meet up and have like a reunion. I think it's dope.
I feel like they just riding the coattail of everybody doing it. And Tommy's not even there. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to Tommy. But I think that's cool. Like
what are you? Unless they're gonna touch on the subject of what happened during the time of Martin and Gina beefing, I really don't want to watch. Let's be honest. That was a very sensitive time, and everybody wants to know what really happened between Martin and Gina during that time.
Johnny. I think they'll touch on it.
I want them to like not touch on it. I want them to deep dive in that shit. Down. Yeah, I want to know what the fuck happened. Why she said what she said. How did they then get over it? Like, I want to know everything. I don't feel like they're gonna touch on it.
I don't think you're gonna get the deep dive, but I think they'll touch on it. I think they'll definitely touch on it, but they'll probably swerve it like they'll probably swerve it in a way where it's like that. We didn't really have beef.
I don't want to swerve shit on that subject. I could give a fuck about the times that they laughed on the cast, the times that I want to know about that beef. I also want to know about the beef of why he was getting paid way more than everybody else. I want him to
I don't know
cover.
if they're gonna touch on that, but
Why? That's not right. Because in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when they did their reunion, he touched on Dark and Viv's issues. Okay, that shit was what we all needed to see in this world. Why was Aunt Viv kicked off of Fresh Prince? They covered that, so I feel like it's only right that Martin covers certain things that's been said.
No, I understand what you're saying, but what I was saying is, I'm pretty sure discussing all those issues was probably what's the word? Probably one of the parameters of them coming together for her to join them on the reunion is that if you want, I feel like Aunt Viv, the actress that played Aunt Viv probably wanted, if you want me on this reunion, we're gonna have to talk about this, like the stuff.
But what I'm saying to you, Jonny, is Martin, that was their big like controversy. Mm-hmm. That was their biggest controversy. Those two things. Everybody wasn't getting paid, but Martin was getting paid. And Gina had put sexual harassment and suit on him. If they don't cover those two shit, then what the fuck is the point of me watching? I really don't care about the laughing parts. Of course, everybody behind the scenes was laughing and joking and this and this and that. Of course, it was Martin. It was a comedy. Nobody wants to fucking know that shit.
What I'll say is the nostalgia, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna keep it. It will be airing on BET Plus. I think that's where they'll be airing the special on. So I don't, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I'm assuming. I don't know how it's gonna play out, but I'm pretty sure they had. I don't know. I'm pretty sure, like, coming to the table to discuss this reunion and during this reunion, they had to have conversations of like what they want to address, what they're going to talk about, and like you said, you feel like the beef between Gina and Martin, Tisha Campbell and Martin Lawrence,
right,
was a big part of what took place in the ending of Martin. I'm pretty sure it's going to be touched on for the fact that if it played as much of a big role in what we feel like was the end of Martin, or like just them staying away, not coming together for years or whatnot. They're going to touch on it. They're going to talk about it. They're going to get their laughs in, but they're going to get to the real stuff. That's most of what these reunions do.
I hope so, because if not, then that shit is bullshit. Nobody's going to watch it. Because that shit, again.
Maybe there's a big group of people that wants to watch it for the reason you want to watch it, yes. Then there's going to just people just for the fact that, oh shit, it's Martin reunion. They all got together again. I don't never see this. I'm going to watch it for that fact,
I don't see that.
We was filming OSA while this took place. I didn't get to catch this Versuz, but you said you watched some of it. How was the music? It was music. This Versuz, because I was filming OSA, but you said you was able to catch it. It was the Versuz, the most recent Versuz was Music Soul Child Versuz.
What's up? Anthony
Hamilton.
And Hamilton.
Music Soul Child versus Anthony Hamilton.
But see, I'm a big fan of Music Soul Child. I'm more of a big fan of Music Soul Child than Anthony Hamilton. So when I was watching the Versuz, I was really watching for Music Soul Child.
Okay. But did you enjoy the Versuz?
No, I didn't, because again, when I think of Versuz, I think of like two people going against each other that has like songs, that has like a collage of like songs that they could play that I could jam to. Like when I saw Keisha Cole and Ashanti, I mean, those were songs that we grew up on, that I was able to like, go in with. This I wasn't really like, I was only was Music Soul Child, because I really don't know much music from Anthony Hamilton. So do you know any music?
You want more of like up tempo, a little more,
No, I mean, I love R&B. So Music Soul Child again was a beautiful. But Anthony Hamilton, I just don't know any music from him. Do you know any music from him?
I've known his name. I know he's on some records, but I don't know his music.
See? But you know Music Soul Child.
But I'm just saying, it's just, I know their names, and they've been names I've heard for years. So,
but you're gonna tell me you don't know music? You don't know music from Music Soul Child?
what I'm saying is,
If you say no, OMG, Jonny.
I probably can name a few from both artists, but I am drawing blanks right now, so you're gonna avoid putting pressure on John for right now.
You don't know any of Music Soul Child's music?
I can't think of a song on top of my head as we speak. It's fine. You can kill me later, Breeze. You got it.
No, that is crazy.
I'd be like that, you know.
I can sing 3 songs from Music Soul Child right now on beat, on cue. Like,
I believe you.
I don't have the voice. I don't have the voice to sing, but I can freaking sing 3 Music Soul Child songs right now with no song, no beat. Like, how you don't know Music Soul Child?
No, I'm. What I'm saying is, I know who he is. I know.
How you don't know his music?
But
that's a damn shame. See, that's all that listening to 50 Cent, G Unit instead of listening to Music Soul Child. This is the problem with the millennials. You see this shit? Good music never got accepted. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy, Mo. That you was listening to G Unit, 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, all these whack rappers. Listening to good music like Music Soul Child. Listen, that's sad. I'm just gonna do a prayer for you because, oh Jesus,
it be like that, you know.
No, it don't be like that. The Music Soul Child is Music Soul Child. How you don't know one song from Music Soul Child?
Hey, I'm pretty sure there will be someone to say the same thing to you about Anthony Hamilton, but I can't be.
I mean, I know one of his songs. I at least know one of his songs. You don't know any of their songs. That's crazy. That's crazy. Especially because Music Soul Child was in the 90s and you grew up in the 90s.
You know what I'm saying? But my point is, all I say is I've definitely heard a Music Soul Child song. I definitely heard a Anthony Hamilton song, but what I'm saying is those are artists I wasn't really listening to, so I'm not.
Of course not, because you was listening to G Unit.
That's not the only thing I was listening to.
I don't know what else you listening to.
That was a 4-year span. That was from what G Unit.
I don't know. See, and that's the problem. I don't know what else you was listening to at that time, but it surely wasn't Music Soul Child, and that's sad to me. That's. Woo, you got me up here sweating. This is sad. This is just really sad. Yo, you got me up here sweating and stuff. Like, that's not okay for you not to know a Music Soul Child song.
Listen.
I'm happy you was doing the OSA as this shit was playing on because I would have been very disappointed. Oh. I wish I could insert right now a Music Soul Child song.
Let's see.
How you don't even know now one song? What about Love? That's one of Devin's favorite songs. No,
I probably heard it. I just.
Oh my God!
I've heard Anthony Hamilton song, but I'm not gonna be able to tell you the name of the song. So it's like.
This is sad.
Shout out to them. They both been around for a long time.
And you don't know them.
Okay, doesn't mean I can't give them credit where the credit is due.
You can't give no credit because you don't know nothing. You don't know none of this.
They still names, and they still was able to get themselves in the verses. They were still have juice enough to get a verses, and people. I'm pretty sure a lot of people tuned in, and people was following it, and people enjoyed the show. You know, that's why I said I knew you was gonna watch it. That's why I leaned to you and had you to carry it.
I love Music Soul Child.
Right, and that's dope.
Music Soul Child is that nigga.
Okay.
He's one of those people, when you think about R&B, you think of Music Soul Child.
Right. You enjoyed the show. But
I didn't say all that. I didn't say I didn't enjoy the show. Stop the bullshit. I said what I said.
So
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said what I said.
okay.
I said I watched it for Music Soul Child. But
Yes.
since you don't know who Music Soul Child is,
No, see, you're twisting it. I didn't say I didn't know who he is. I just couldn't name a song. Difference.
you basically say you don't know who he is.
I know who he is. I've heard the name.
Okay.
It's okay. But speaking of shows,
No, it is okay, Jonny.
yeah, you tuned into the verses just for one guy. It's fine. It's cool. One artist.
Dude, I can listen to it. I know his music. At least
right.
I can sit here and say I know his music. You can't even say you know one song from him. So from either one of them.
This is unfortunate.
So if you didn't have to do OSA, was you gonna be tuning in? No, because you don't even know their music.
Probably not.
Okay, so let's move on to the next subject because what you're saying is irrelevant. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is either way, no one in the thing said, "Oh, let's tune into the thing." We did recaps of other verses. No one said, "Oh, let's go watch the verses and tune in."
Because y'all some disrespectful people, but that's okay. Let's go on to the next subject.
But speaking of shows, I'm saying Coachella is going back to normal. So even though technically we're still in the pandemic, but Coachella announced it won't be requiring no vaccine requirements, no mask requirements, and you don't need to be tested for COVID to go into the show and go enjoy yourself. So this is probably the first show that's just back to regular scheduled programming. Thoughts on that? Shaking your head. It's an outdoor venue, so it's not that bad. Yeah, it's outdoor venue. It's not indoor.
That was a real statement?
Yes, for me, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I'm just saying, based off what they be saying, to be indoors, you need to be show proof of this, proof of that. You gotta make sure you wear your mask. I feel like, shit, did you not watch the Super Bowl last week? How many people you saw with a mask on at the Super Bowl? Exactly.
I watched for halftime.
All right, and how many people in the halftime show had a mask on?
I don't know. I wasn't watching. People are watching Mary J. Blige.
Okay. Like I said.
Here's my thing.
Yeah, sure.
And Johnny's gonna disagree with me, but I don't give a shit. You're outside, but yet if somebody sneezed in your face, it doesn't matter. That transfers. It goes with the air. So let's say if somebody in front of me sneezes, and the wind blows, that whatever you have, that's gonna hit my face. That's just.
This is how it is.
Right. That's just common sense. 1, 2. These are young people. Okay. And the problem here is I'm pretty sure they're not vaccinated. I'm pretty sure they don't give a shit about COVID-19. And you're going to see the rising numbers come after that. Watch.
Maybe. There might be a surge after that. Who knows? But shit, at this point, I feel like it's decreasing. That's why people are becoming more lenient with their COVID mandates. We're easing out of this pandemic slowly. It's been a slow burn. Been in this pandemic for 3 years. 3 years. 2020, 2021, now 2022. So I feel like this is the year where shit, it's not even gonna be the year we get out of it. I'm saying that to be as wishful thinking, but I don't think we're gonna be out of this.
Well, I'm still keeping the mask mandates in my life and the testing mandates in my life.
That's fine. I'm not saying
right, because I just think it's bullshit. And this Coachella is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, festivals that's held.
Yeah, it's one of the bigger and more popular festivals that takes place. But you know, they taking a step. All right, this is my question. Do you think this is a positive step in going past like the pandemic, or you think this is or this is like 3 steps backwards? When I mean like a positive step.
What do you mean going past?
No, I mean like as a positive step, like this pandemic is about to move on in life, and the pandemic is about to be in the rear view mirror, and we're gonna move past this pandemic. You think it's a positive step in that way, or you feel like
not when you have that many people around and even if it's outside, I think having that many people around just gives them the excuse to do dumb shit. I'm not a big let's go back. I'm not a big fan of the Coachella, period. I wasn't a big fan of it before the pandemic. I'm not a big fan of it now. So I think you have young kids they wasn't taking COVID serious before. Now they're really not gonna take it serious because they're like, well, we don't have to take it serious because they're not mandating us to do anything. All these kids get sick. We don't know what's the outcome of that. Why would you want to put kids in a predicament where they don't know the outcome of them not taking this serious?
No, I understand what you're saying. You're basically setting a precedent of like, yo, if they're not gonna do it, why should I follow it here? You know, it's like they're not doing it. Why should I do it when I go here? That
right.
But hey, eventually, I feel like.
But I'm not a big fan of Coachella anyway, so I can give two flying shits about what they do. But I must say they are having a Shawn Mendes concert here in August at Barclays. Why you laughing at Barclays Center? And I will be there with my mask because I'm the biggest fan of Shawn Mendes.
And you said, where's this concert taking place?
Barclays Center.
Barclays. Oh, it's New York City, so yeah.
Duh. I wasn't gonna travel to see him as much as I love him.
But quick question, Bree. How long do you feel like you'll be wearing a mask? Is this something
forever?
Forever?
Nah, not forever, but until it's under more control than what it is, yes. Now I'm starting to see that people are starting to get COVID and it's becoming like a flu kind of feeling. So I'm okay with that. But I will because I work at the hospital, I'm not going to. The hospital is still mandating for you to wear your mask.
Well, no, I'm not. I don't. I'm someone that don't really care about the mask mandate. Fuck, you want me to wear a mask? I'll wear a mask. I don't care. When I get home, take that shit right off. But that's fine.
Does the mask go over your
No, it doesn't cover the whole beard.
Yeah, so your beard is exposed to COVID.
Hey, fuck it.
Okay.
Well, it depends on what type of mask I wear. If I wear like the pullover clothing, everything gets covered. But if it's like a regular mask, it's like this.
That's nasty. So your beard could catch COVID.
My beard could catch COVID. Oh my God. My beard could catch COVID. Let's talk.
I'm joking.
You're serious. I know you're serious. It's just funny, but you're serious. I'm saying.
I am serious. I'm 100% serious.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I'm laughing because it's funny, but you're serious. I believe you.
Yeah, I am serious.
But what was I say? More controversial news. This time, there's another artist in the news, and this artist is being sued. What was the lawsuit? 20 million? Was the lawsuit 20 million?
I hate that you bringing up that fucking lawsuit, Jonny, because it's more than a damn lawsuit.
But that's the current news of it. You know, it's like that's got you right now.
No, I'm not telling you it's not it's not the latest news. I'm not saying that to you. What I'm saying to you is I just hate that you're bringing up that fucking news. Like it's women who have said that he has raped them, he has sexually abused them, that he has done things allegedly. Let me say allegedly. But
Yeah, allegedly. But yeah, Trey Songz is being sued for $20 million in damages from accusation of sexual assault that took place back in 2016. But I don't. Yeah, that's basically two artists in the past 2 weeks that are facing big types of lawsuits like this, or the past 2.5 weeks. Basically, the past 3 weeks, two big name artists have been, attached with lawsuits coming their way for accusations of sexual assault. The first one being Chris Brown, that was like 2 weeks ago. But now the more current one this past week was Trey Songz. But then there have been the conversations of people, like if you look at interviews or whatnot, stating their experiences with him. But it's all alleged, It's all alleged. I just feel like when we talk about topics like this, I don't know. I feel like you should take the criminal route. That's just how I feel on it. And just like, if you feel like this action happened against you, you should be looking to pursue the criminal route and let everything get handled, court of law. But not everyone takes this route, and it's just like when you see that, it's like because I don't feel like for the act that he's accused of, I don't feel like there's any price on that when it comes to a lawsuit. How you price what took place, if it took place, how you price. Oh, I need this amount of money for damages or whatnot. But I don't know. I just feel like if you feel like this happened to you, or if it happened to you, because all at the end of the day, it's all alleged. You can't say no one's lying. You can't, it will get
here's
proven.
my problem, Johnny.
What happened?
Chris Brown, when we talked about Chris Brown, I understood it better because it was like, okay, people were saying something every time. It seemed like one of his albums was gonna drop. They said that he some girl has came out and said that he has allegedly raped them. The thing about Trey Songz is that multiple people have come out, and these are not people who are just regular women. These are industry women who have said that he has raped them, he has sexually abused them, and he has been aggressive towards them. With that being said, yes, do I think you should sue for money? No, but you do have, after you sue someone like Trey Songz who has good lawyers, you automatically have to pay these good lawyers in order to defend yourself. And once you sue them for the money, they do get on the sex offender list, and they do get on, if they proven guilty, they do get on the sex offender list, and they do get
do they
time served.
What's it?
Yes.
Would they get on sex offender?
Yes. Yes.
I didn't
once you are charged with rape, or let's say child pornography, or anything with children, you are on the sex offender list. It is official.
Oh no, but I feel like that's if you're charged and you're found guilty.
Right. That's what I'm saying to you. So let's say even if she and that's damaging to your career. Let's say if Trey Songz get found guilty, he automatically goes on the sex offender list.
Yeah, but she didn't file criminal charge. She's suing him. That's different than she went the civil route. So
I think she charged him with something as well.
No. I think the police is gonna look into it now. I think, but he didn't get no criminal charges. It's a civil suit. So if let's just say she wins or whatnot,
it will look bad on his name, but he won't be on no list or what, because it's a civil case. He'll just win. See, either he's gonna win the lawsuit, or they're gonna what's the word? What's the word? Oh fuck! Oh, settle. There we go. It's either she's gonna win, they settle, which is also kind of a win in her eyes as well, depending on the person, or it just gets dismissed. Those are one of the three things. When you settle, is basically you don't reveal the details of what took place, but you get some money. You don't win the case, but you get some money, and it just eventually goes away. I don't know. It will satisfy anyone that you settle. But if you win, it looks bad, and you get your money, but then also puts in the light like, holy shit, look, he lost the civil case, and then if it gets dismissed, it's like I don't know what chances that it helps you if you try to take the criminal route if you don't win the civil case. But I feel like when you take this route, you should take the criminal. But hey, it is, a victim is a victim, and they get to decide how they want to go about with what they want to go, how they go about it. And I understand that, but we'll see just how it plays out.
He just has a very long history of domestic and sexual violence. Just to drop some into the domestic violence lawsuit. That's what this is, a domestic violence lawsuit. In 2022, he had another domestic violence. In 2016, he had another domestic violence. Like, he has a rap sheet of domestic violence.
So you just saying he just has a record of some some bad things on his name currently, but is there anything he found guilty of, or it was just all accusations?
Pays out.
So he settled in certain situations. There was no criminal charge. He settled, so the full details of what took place will never come out because
we would never know. Right.
That's part of the agreement when you settle. It's like, if you want me to settle, you get this money. You're not gonna be able to say that. So there might be a pattern there, but again, it's all alleged. So he seems to have a bad track record because, like you said, it's not regular women that's accused him. It's women that have.
Just in December, that basketball player came out and said on Twitter that he raped her.
Yes.
That he's a rapist.
Allegedly. One of the Gonzalez twins.
Right. All I'm saying to you is it's not just one person saying this. It's not just, okay, it's one girl once like every 10 years. It's not like that with him.
But it's all alleged. It's all alleged at this point because none of those accusations really stuck. Settling out of court is not like something thing. So it's all alleged.
Right.
At the end of the day. But we'll see how this plays out. I'm just, I just feel like, and not speaking for myself, I just feel like even if whatever happened to her, most people probably is gonna just look at the lawsuit and just see like, oh, cash grab, money grab, that's what they trying to do. So it's like, shit, if he was to do this to a real person, not saying it didn't happen to her, because it's still it's all alleged. I'm not gonna say anyone's lying because I don't know if anyone's lying or not, but it's like, for someone who may be, not saying the woman's not an actual victim, but for someone who may be an actual victim, might make it harder for them to come up, and say their story. But this is all play out. I don't know what the chances are of this sticking. I don't think this is gonna be one that's gonna settle.
No, I'm just reading it. I don't think it's gonna stick. But
I'm saying, this one I don't think it's gonna settle. I think this is either gonna be a win, or it's just gonna get dismissed. But the way it's looking, this case is gonna get dismissed. I don't know if this will help clear Trey Songz and his name from all the stuff that he's been accused these past couple of years, but it's innocent until proven guilty, and it's all alleged. But we'll see how it plays out.
Right.
But let's move to something lighter. Our new mayor, Eric Adams, spoke last week about banning drill music. So this past week, him, Mano, Fabio, B Love, and some other people met with the mayor. These are rappers that met with the mayor and basically, I had a discussion basically to express the creative freedom, I guess, that comes from drill music and explain, like, I understand it's this
How
hardcore
come white
lyrics, but
people never have to fucking explain their shit, but black people constantly have to explain our music? Like, that shit is whack to me. It's in a whole different level of whack. Yeah, white people never explain their drug addict stuff in their music, or they're talking about different shit of what they've been through, especially country music. Yo, country music, if you really listen to it, there'll be some shit in there, but they never have to explain their shit. But when it comes to us as black people, we have to explain our shit constantly. You don't ever realize that? Like,
I understand what you're saying. It's like, yeah, truthfully, like, because when me Dev touched on it, usually, like, before it was drill music, it was just for the 90s and early 2000s, but it was like they always blame. It was always hip hop. It was rap that they blamed for the violence. It was gangster rap. Remember, gangster rap is the reason
right.
why violence. That was the conversation, and we talked about how rappers were saying, "Shit, there's violence in these movies. No one's blaming the movies on the uptick in violence. Everybody wants to blame the rap music, the gangster rap music."
Explain
And
it to me. Make it make sense.
but what I'll say is, I understand. Like me and Dev touched on it. I understand. I don't think music in general is a main sole factor in what the violence takes place. I don't think that's the like violence takes place because other conditions and other things that's taking place that promote and like what incites the violence.
Right.
But what I'll say is every artist should get their creative freedom. But now we're at a point. If you listen to the drill music that's currently out, it's like there's not a natural blend. It's like straightforward blunt, like straightforward gang talk and talking of real life people and dead people. And I feel like those lyrics may not be the main cause of violence, but those kind of lyrics are lyrics that would incite violence because you're taking the disrespect level to very, very,
Yeah.
very far. But I understand the artist's creative freedom, but I just feel like it's just that music, drill music is just in a place where it's like it's not the blend. Like it's just you hear it. Everything you're talking about is actual situations, and they're just throwing in the music. And then usually that's what artists. That's what artists do. They talk about their real life experiences, and that's how people relate to them, and that's how they move on. But I just feel like certain lyrics shouldn't be the route that these rappers are going because it's like very, very, very disrespectful. But they are taking that route, and I feel like some people feel like that's what's inciting. It's not the overall song or the genre; it's just these certain lyrics. But I'm not for censoring rap music because at the end of the day, you gotta speak your experience and you gotta express what you're living. But I just feel like that genre of music is not much of a blend. It's pretty much straightforward. It's just how would I say it? What's a good way to say it? It's just like a straight. It's just like not saying because not every rapper is what they rap about.
Right.
But not every rapper is doing what they rap about or about what they rap about. But I feel like in that genre, it's just a whole bunch of people that not saying they're not talented, but shouldn't be rapping because what the stuff they're talking about, but they are rapping it, and that's where we at. But yeah, I feel like it's a good. I understand what you're saying. Like, why always when it comes to like hip hop rap, someone got to explain something or whatnot. And I get it, but I just feel like it's not the sole key to what's going on, but I feel like
Right.
it plays a little role in the violence that's going on in New York City. Just a tad bit role. There's other conditions. The conditions. There's hate,
New York
envy.
always have violence. It's not that, Johnny. It has nothing to do with music. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's a crab barrel mentality, and unfortunately, because of the poverty in New York City, that is what you're seeing. You're seeing that crab barrel mentality. Everybody's trying to get out the barrel, and unfortunately, if you have to step on another crab to get out the barrel,
That people are willing to do it.
right, in order for you to survive, that's what it is. So unfortunately, because of poverty, and we've seen this over and over again, that is what is causing the violence. It has nothing to do with the music. These are people. If anything, these young kids are relating to this music, and I get it. It's the only outlet they have to see their lives being portrayed because of the violence that they live in on a constant day to day. So no, I do not blame this music. As parents, it is our job and it's our duty to make sure that our children understand this is music, this is our people experiences, and this is not the road you need to follow. As a parent, if you're not doing that, you're to blame, not the music. I think people need to stop looking at uh, other people to be their children's heroes. That's not how it works. If anything, you should be that child's hero and that child's outlook of what life it should be and what type of person that child should be. I don't think it's fair that we blame music, but we don't blame movies. We blame music for uh, having effects on our children's life, but we don't blame them when movies have a bigger input. And I'm gonna give you an example. My son doesn't want to be a rapper; he wants to be Spider-Man, right? So if he's looking at TV and the movies, Spider-Man is showing him how to fly and spit webs and do all that extra shit, that's what he's following. So movies have more of an impact than freaking music. And if we want to go down that route, let's go down it, because movies definitely have a more impact on children's lives than music does. Most kids want to be Spider-Man, want to be the next Iron Man and Tony Hawk and all these violent movies they seen. They want to be that. They don't want to be a rapper or these gangsters. So
Movies, I
the
do agree. Movies have a major influence, but nowadays a lot of people do want to be rappers nowadays. So,
yes, but that's at an older age. The seed starts with children. The seed starts with how these children are being raised and what are they watching on TV. That's just the real fact. And that's why a lot of people are trying to get Euphoria off the TV, because that has a big effect on the young teens nowadays. The sex, the drugs, the all that other shit, that has more of an impact than music, Johnny. So again, I get it.
well,
But
I
again,
understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But that's why I said I don't. That's what I said. I'm not completely. I'm not blaming. I'm just saying like there's conditions in life that's just, and there's like years of shit of being conditioned, and like people creating like people being born into shit that has nothing to do with them, but unfortunately they was born on this block, and this block is like the mortal enemies of that block, shit like that. But it's
I
just
get that.
it's
No,
tough.
believe me, I get it.
It's
But
tough.
I just don't think.
But what I was saying is for conversations like that, I feel like even though the intentions for one party may not be the best, but I feel like conversations like that is dope to have just overall, because that way, because at the end of the day, rappers is like, people may not look at it, but they rappers are art, and people are expressing themselves, and it's good to like let it be known, like, I know what you perceive this to be, but this is how it really is. And talking to someone in power is like, yo, I understand. Outside looking in is like, nah, these lyrics is crazy, but it's just what we live, and that's what we're talking. So like, I feel like the conversation was a positive, like it was something positive.
I think he wants to blame somebody, and why not blame
Oh,
rappers?
there's always a scapegoat. It's always someone finger pointing and someone wants to blame something for everything. But it's how would I say this? For a lot of shit that's going on, from the violence and what I would say, the government itself, it has a big responsibility in that. So, you know, it's like, but with that being said, that's a wrap on this brand new episode of another Shitty Opinion podcast. It's your boy John, my co-host Bree, and we are out.